The ultra-famous French actor Jussie Smollett, that is his name, isn't it?
Don't ever forget what happened to that French actor. You know what I'm talking about? Jussie Smollett. He's a very famous French actor.
Yeah, I thought so. Anyway, it's finally come out that he was actually lying about the entire story. Of course, most of us already knew that, but mainstream media, not so much. But even after the verdict where Jussie Smollett was declared guilty on 5 of the 6 counts, we still haven't heard an apology from mainstream media.
This shit was like international news, and everybody was furious, especially in Hollywood. We understood that this nigga was clearly lying.
Hey guys, before we get into today's video, I want to give a real quick shout out to today's sponsor, Virtual Shield VPN. And the reason I promote it, guys, is because I use it every single day and I know that it works, and I've proven it in videos in the past. If you use the link in the description, you're going to get 50% off, and that's going to help you protect your identity, your activity, and your location anytime you're surfing on the net. That link is in the description below.
We all know that, well, most of us probably know that Jussie Smollett was convicted on 5 of the 6 counts, but the 5 counts that he was convicted on were of disorderly conduct. This guy literally, and you're going to see this exemplified right here in this video, Jussie Smollett, just call him what he is, Jussie Smollett, literally tried to spark a race war. And he had such a hard time finding racism going on in Chirac, in Chicago, that he had to hire 2 black guys to beat him up because he couldn't find any white guys to do it. Screaming, "This is MAGA country. You bleep, bleepity, bleep, bleep." But listen to the effect that it has on people's minds. The original lie that he went out in subarctic polar vortex, -43-degree Chicago night weather at 2 o'clock in the morning to get a Subway sandwich. And then he was attacked by 2 white guys saying this is MAGA country, putting a noose around his neck, pouring bleach on him. We find out later it's because he hired the Osendero brothers to do it. 2 black guys, they ratted him out. He got a heads up from Donna Lamone from the Communist News Network. But look at the effects that this initially had when Jussie Smollett initially lied about this as he tried to literally spark a race war. Watch the sympathy that he got from a bunch of lame-brained boneheads in Hollywood.
This is about coming to the aid of another brother that has tasted the brutality of hatred, racism, and bigotry.
He tasted the brutality of his hired hands. He faced the brutality of 2 people that he had to hire to actually beat him up because he couldn't find any white guys to do it.
In this situation, hate won't win. It will not.
You didn't deserve, nor anybody deserves, to have a noose put around your neck.
He had bleach poured onto him. This needs to stop.
He will forgive these people for what they did.
All these actors and Hollywood puppets believing what an actor said, an actor who's got clear mental issues.
He won't, and we cannot forget their actions.
And hopefully that just opens up people's eyes. It's just what needs to stop, man. God damn, why are we going backwards?
Where's the one guy or one girl on fake stream CIA infiltrated Operation Mockingbird MK Ultra Media who steps forward and says, what if Jussie's lying? I mean, this guy's not exactly a person of noble character. What if he's lying? We know it's financially profitable to lie about and be a race baiter. So, you know, what are the odds that he's not telling the truth here? No, they go for broke, just like they went for broke on the Covington Catholic kids. Nicholas Sandman, 16 years old. Just Reza Aslan from CNN says, have you ever seen a more punchable face? Just going all off, just completely untethered.
A lot of evidence, violent incidents that happen at these MAGA rallies. This is essentially
terrorism, and you wonder like how deep it goes. These hateful groups that get together, or maybe, hopefully, it's just two people. But that's what I'm afraid of. That it's going to go a lot deeper.
Thank you for calling it terrorism because the media does not.
It is.
It is. It's domestic terrorism.
Absolutely.
But I don't like.
Yeah, the media does not. That's all the media called it. We got some serious racial problems here. We got a huge divide. We got MAGA people out there terrorizing black gay men. That's what you heard. Terrorist activity in Chicago on American soil. Can you guys even believe it? That's what we're watching here is. Network news is literally trying to foment this racial divide and this race war.
That it's being put out there in the media that this is a possible hate crime. I think that even sows a seed that makes people feel like, well, is he making this up? Well, what is this about? I don't like that. Like, don't put that in people's minds. This man was hurt. He was injured. And
look what you're putting into this. No, he was definitely hurt. No, they definitely poured bleach on him. No, he definitely had a rope. Look, you can see the body camera video. What was it? 2 hours later, he's still got the rope hanging around his neck so that he can show law enforcement when they arrived at his apartment. Look, this is horrible. I've been savagely brutalized, but I still got my foot-long sub and I still got my cell phone in my hand.
he needs justice.
It's the horrific details, behind the premeditation for this attack. They didn't find a rope; they brought a rope. I mean,
we pretty much thought racism had come a long way.
They didn't just find a rope. They didn't just bring a rope. Jussie had him buy a rope.
President Barack Obama was president.
But by the way, it had.
Yeah, it had, but
we're going backwards
then the
again.
hatred. So if you really want to get into that, you want to build a wall for somebody, build a wall for some of the white nationalists and supremacists.
We have a media that's saying it's a debate whether or not what just happened to Jussie Smollett is a hate crime. It's absurd. This isn't a debate.
There have been people in the government.
And you know what's really bad about them saying all this stuff is how far are we out from the verdict? 2 or 3 days? 2 or 3 days out from the verdict, and you don't see anybody detracting what they did, what they said. You don't see anybody apologizing, going, "Hey, you know what? We were, at the time, we were totally on board with what Jussie Smollett said. We really thought this guy was brutalized. We really thought somebody poured out the bleach and the rope, and this was a legitimate hate crime. And we thought white supremacists did it because we were believing what Jussie said. But you know what? We were totally wrong." Have you seen any of that? If you see any of that, email me, contact@highimpactflix.com. I want to see the apologies. Never seen one yet.
Government now who have made it okay for people to announce these hateful feelings that they have towards other people.
We really need to find these
one of the things you and I were discussing earlier is clearly anyone who lives with this kind of hate is not terribly bright.
Clearly, anybody who would come up with and concoct a scheme like this in Chicago, of all places, isn't terribly bright. Let's get the record straight right now, okay? That's Jussie Smollett. Hey guys, we know with the way things have been going, it can get really interesting really quick. So make sure you and your family have a long-term storable food supply. Support the channel and get $50 off with my link in the description while you still can.